Hi everyone! Today we're going to talk about Shakeology, one of my favorite subjects because I have been drinking Shakeology every day for over 2.5 years, and it's something that I strongly believe in, I love, have committed to, and my life is definitely better because of it. A little backstory on that on my journey is that I have never was never a healthy person. My idea of health was Diet Big Red and some Lance orange peanut butter crackers. I really had no knowledge about anything I was putting into my body. I honestly didn't think that it mattered. I mean, I knew you couldn't eat ice cream every day, but at the same time, I didn't know about ingredients and about things that manufacturers and stores were doing to our food. So, through my infertility journey, I came across the paleo diet. And at this point in my infertility journey, I was pretty desperate. It had been a total of 4 years, but 2 years of a little less than 2 years of trying to just have Asher, our second baby. And at this point, we had been through, drugs, injections, charting, and IUIs. And the next step was in vitro, which ultimately I would have done had, paleo not had worked. But we weren't ready when they told us that. So we decided to take a break, insert paleo. A friend told me about it and said that one of her friends had gotten pregnant by cleaning up their diet. And I kind of laughed because here again was this food thing that I didn't really believe in, but it seemed like it was coming up more and more in my life. And so Brian and I researched a little bit about it and kind of became appalled about some of the things we were finding out about our foods. And so we started paleo. It was a really stressful time in my life. I didn't learn a lot about balance, but I did learn a lot about the foods that we are eating and drinking and putting into our body, and just kind of about the process from the farm, to the picking, to the boxing, to the transporting to our shelves, and where we have the loss of nutrients and, the pesticides that are on our foods, and just things that I had found out by doing research about paleo that were really eye openers for me. At this point, I didn't know anything about Shakeology. This was several, years before, or 2 years before, I guess. Anyway, I ended up getting pregnant, which was even a bigger eye opener because that meant that the food really did matter and it helped my insides from PCOS heal, which allowed me to get pregnant. So, during the pregnancy, Kate had, been reading a post and was seeing this girl drink this shake outside where her kids played, and she kind of was curious about it. And then in January of 2014 is when she saw the challenge group opportunity, and my husband and her and our aunt joined that challenge group, and they started drinking Shakeology. My husband has drank quite a few shakes and different kind of energy supplements. He is a big, likes to work out and likes health, and but he doesn't really do a lot of the research side of it. It's kind of, he's willing to try new things and see how they make him feel. And he felt really good with Shakeology. He really liked it. We didn't do a lot of research at that time. I was pregnant. I didn't even consider myself being able to drink it. I wish I would have done research and known that I could have, because that probably would have helped that pregnancy a lot. But after the pregnancy, I had no intention of starting Beachbody. In my mind, I was going to go back to paleo, but I was going to do it the right way. I was going to learn about balance with paleo, and because I knew that I felt good, and I knew that eating right, played that part in our life. So 4 weeks in, I had this new baby and this 3-year-old, and it was hard. I couldn't cook all of those meals, wash the dishes, shop, all of those things. And so I started asking questions about Shakeology, and I started doing a lot of research. That is what I encourage you to do. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Shakeology today, but really for your assignment, it's to do a little digging about the ingredients. And, there's a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of links, and on our Beachbody, website itself, there's a lot of info on Shakeology. I don't expect you to learn every one of the 70 superfoods today, but you should be familiar with some of the things about Shakeology. And as you are drinking it daily, you're watching this right now, and you might not have ever even had it if you just ordered your challenge back. Sorry, you guys, I got to get a sip of water. But if you, as you're drinking it every day, you're going to start to notice these changes, and documenting these little changes along the way is going to, open your eyes to what you're doing and how it's affecting you. Okay, sorry. So I started researching, and I started finding out that the Beachbody, our company, does not just grow a bunch of plants to put in this shake. We have higher standards than that. We have researchers that have literally gone all over the globe and have tested soils and have talked with communities and made relationship with communities about how they plant things and their soil and how they are not polluted, and that it's their what plants grew and came from their natural environment and what those superfoods could do for our bodies. And so we have contracts with countries and communities where we actually grow the ingredients of Shakeology. They're not all located in one location. They're in different places. But we have farms, so we're connecting and helping other countries that, we're providing them with some job opportunity, but we're able to get these ingredients from their natural environment where they are going to give us, the best, fuel for our body. So 70 superfoods are in here, and a superfood really is just very simple. It's a food that does great things for our body. As simple as that. It also has protein. We have a regular Shakeology and a vegan version as well. So depending on whether or not you are wanting, that dairy protein, you can kind of decide from there. You can try them out. I actually have a dairy allergy, and I do fine on the regular and the vegan. I have tested this out, and the regular Shakeology does not have a lot, so it doesn't affect me. The great thing about our protein is that it's enough to be a meal for us. So that's where we're getting to have this meal replacement. We're having enough to, give us enough nutrients for a meal. In our our portion fixed system, it counts as a red. And, when Autumn came up with the system, she got questions. She's like, well, it has fruits, it has vegetables, it has these things. Why did you decide on a protein? And basically she did say, that yes, while it does have that, it can be considered a meal, which, helps us more with our meal planning and everything like that. So she put it in that category. It has vitamins and minerals. I love this because when I was pregnant, I was able to replace my prenatal vitamin with this because they're clean, good for you. Now, just not pregnant or my kids, we can drink Shakeology and not have to take that multivitamin daily. It also has probiotics in it. Same thing, it kind of replaces that probiotics so that you're not having to take an extra pill every day. And so as I started to research these ingredients and things, I am still not an expert in a lot of these, and I forget things and then I kind of re-look up and to refresh my memory. But when I was deciding whether or not to start drinking Shakeology, I reached out to quite a few people. So like I said, my OB, I had her look at the ingredients, our pediatrician, and had her kind of break things down. And I also connected with a paleo friend that I had met previously when I was getting pregnant, and paleo friendly is huge because, a lot of people are trying to eat cleaner and cleaner. And so we kind of get that paleo, name. And you hear, now there's paleo bars and everything. So being paleo friendly, I think the biggest problem with it not being paleo is that, paleo is really big on eating your meals and preparing your food. So the fact that you're drinking this shake instead of is kind of their biggest holdup. But the ingredients all check out. And then another thing that I absolutely love that's really important is that it's gluten free. You guys, this is huge, whereas we are finding more and more Americans are allergic or sensitive to gluten or wheat. So that was big. I am as well. So, that was definitely important for me. It does not have any soy in it also, which is important. And there are no artificial flavorings or preservatives. That is why there is an expiration date on your Shakeology. You cannot just leave this in your cabinet forever. It's important to drink it every day so that you're, going through that bag while it's fresh and um, drinking it, which is important before you get your next bag. So you want it to be fresh and keep the ingredients fresh and, ready to help you with its fullest potential. So sometimes we get some objections, and you yourself might have talked to your upline or your coach about these same objections. First being, price and cost. And that's always kind of the question is, well, how much does it cost? Well, I don't know if I can afford that. And here's the deal. When you believe in something yourself, kind of like we talked about on day one, really being proof of the product and just, doing it yourself and using it yourself and thinking about all of these things it helps with, fighting your, cravings, replacing a meal, giving you energy, mental clarity. It's helped my migraines. It helps clear up allergies, seasonal allergies. I know Caitlin got off her Allegra. My migraines have cut down to basically anything. So this is helping your body with a lot of things. Your hair is going to start growing. Your fingernails are going to be growing. Your skin is going to be better and healthier. Literally, like, you're going to get sick less. There's so many things. And so as you are in your journey and you're documenting those things that you're noticing and you're sharing those things on your social media, people will be realizing the value and cost will become less of an issue. It's an issue for everything. You go to Dillard's and you look at a dress and you stand there and you think of it and you think, do I really want this dress? Well, what's the material like? How does it fit you? Things like that. So, what is it worth to you and your health? And the better job that we do talking about the value that it has on our lives, the more that people will just respond to that positively. But break it down for them. $4.30 for a meal where you're getting your protein, your vegetables, your vitamins, your minerals, your probiotic. They're getting all of that. You're getting all of your vegetables. I have so many people that aren't vegetable eaters, and I just tell them, get in your shake and you'll feel better. Your digestive, your gut health is going to clean up. So, guys, there's so many things. So break that down. You can take it a step further and help them think about, like, what could they eliminate from their day? Are they going to Starbucks? Are they getting a breakfast taco? What are they doing for breakfast? Are they eating fast food for lunch? Where can this substitute money for them? And $4 for a meal that's truly your healthiest meal. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's cheap, honestly. I brought Brian some HEB meals that are made fresh there, and they're healthy, but it comes with a little protein, a vegetable, and it looks like a carb in most of them. I mean, that was $6. And it's not that big. It's not going to help him fight cravings or replaces, his other vegetable servings or, any of those things. So think about it. Food's expensive. So this is replacing one of those meals. And, I get some questions on taste. People will tell me that they're really picky or they don't like shakes, blah, 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 on and on. And one thing that's important to note is that we do have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So, they can drink it for a couple weeks, decide they then So it really shouldn't be a matter of whether or not they like it before they try it. They should try it because they can return. But also we have a lot of flavors. So talk to them about the flavors. Tell them, chocolate is like brownie dough. I drink it this way, and give an example of a recipe or what you can add in it. Vanilla is made with vanilla bean. A lot of people, vanilla I feel like is one that has so many things that you can add to it. People add so many spices, like, orange spice, do a frozen banana, cinnamon, all those kind of things. So I feel like that peanut butter, I know a lot of people add um, that PB2 and bananas to the vanilla. So there's a lot of recipes, which you guys get that calendar of recipes. There's a ton of Shakeology recipes on Pinterest and, on the website. And then, talk to them about the different flavors. Strawberry, you can make like a fruit smoothie, add frozen fruit to it. Then there's those vegan flavors. We have now cafe latte, which is like a yummy cold coffee. Everybody, I feel like, likes cafe latte. And then also talk to them about ways to make it. So, it's definitely better blended with ice. It's better cold. Brian, my husband, loves to just shake it with water and ice. But I, for one, have to have it blended with ice. And, a lot of people like it can get a little bit creamier if you use almond milk. So there are different ways to try it. So don't, if somebody orders and they message you back on day one and they're like, hey, I just couldn't drink it. I didn't like it. I wanted to gag, blah, blah. I mean, you're going to hear a lot of stuff. First of all, don't take it personally. Second of all, find a solution. So talk with them about how they can make it better the next day. And just as a side tip, I always like to try, it doesn't happen every time, but I like to try to give my new customer a recipe to try for the first time. Something that I know a lot of other people like, so that I know that they're at least making it semi-right, and then they can play with the servings and stuff, after that. So that pretty much wraps up Shakeology. If you have any questions or you think of anything, comment, go on our team page and comment and ask questions. Again, you can look at all the nutrition facts and everything on your label, so definitely do that as well. I wanted to also touch on picture editing for about 2 minutes. There's a lot of apps, you guys, out there about picture editing. And I'm definitely not a photographer, but over time, I know my pictures have gotten better. I can go back and look at my pictures from 2 years ago and think, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? So a little crash course is to try to get good lighting. Take several pictures and make sure that you have your focus tapped on your phone. Make sure that the lighting is good. You can kind of click around on your, if you're using your phone, you can click around on it and see how the lighting changes. Simple things are going to make your pictures look better. Zoom in on your object. You don't want to take a picture of your whole room when really you were wanting just to look at one thing, except if that, if that's was your point. Food pictures are amazing, but yeah, you guys, like, food can look disgusting, and my food used to look really bad. So definitely get that lighting good with your food. It's best to place your food on like a solid plate. So a little fun tip is to go to Target when you're there and pick up just a white plate. Food is pretty on white, and so go pick up just a simple round or square white plate and bowl that you can get for a couple dollars, and that's going to really help make your food pictures prettier. When you're taking a selfie, make sure that you're holding your phone, up a little bit. You don't want to be like looking up like this and look crazy, but if you're holding your phone down here, you're going to have this angle. It's going to be that double chin, and that's, even on the tiniest of people, they're going to look like they have that double chin. So make it a good, good looking, and you have these, you have your camera hole up here. This is where your eyes should be focused. It's so hard for me because I want to look at myself to see the face I'm making or whatever I'm doing. Don't do that, because then your eyes are not looking at the person. They're, you can tell that they're looking below. So get your finger on the button, look at yourself, smile, and then look at that camera hole at the top. And this is just kind of selfie 101. You might already be way better at this than I am, but I know when I started coaching, I had never taken a selfie. So I would have really appreciated it if somebody would have told me about that. We have some apps. I listed a few apps in on the um, cheat sheet paper for you, some photo editing apps, but really on your smartphone, you can just hit edit, and if you for sure just brighten or do that auto enhancer on every one, that's going to definitely help make your pictures clearer. And so that's super important, especially your shake. You guys, the shake can look really pretty or really ugly. So if you're taking a picture of the bubbles at the top and everything, you want it to look yummy to drink. Before you post it, maybe come back to it and look at it and think, does that look good? And before you post it. Now, that doesn't mean everything has to be perfect. There are still days where I'm like, I cannot make this look good, but I really want to post this. And I do. We're not perfect. I don't expect your Facebook page to be perfect, and your viewers and your followers don't expect it to be perfect either. So, give yourself a break, but just try these few pointers to get that good picture quality. We do have a file. It's actually a YouTube video all about picture editing from one of Kate's coaches, Anna. Her and her husband were like amazing, and they both do for a lot of stuff with photography, and they did a Zoom call for us last year, and it's recorded in there. So go look around in the file section, watch it. It's definitely worth watching. I learned so much stuff from them. So when you get time, you get a minute, go and watch that Zoom, that playback, and you will just be like floored at how many cool things you can do with your pictures. I hope you guys have a great day, and we will keep seeing you. See you tomorrow. Bye.